Hello everyone. It's been a long time since we have caught up. So we'll talk about what we did so far. Um, Apologize a little bit for the delay that has been there from my side, but better late than never. So let's get started. First, we'll see what we had completed in week one when we started this video creation for Playwright framework. We started with the project setup where we were where we did the setup and made sure that the Playwright tests are a basic test is running fine to check the setup is working or not. Then we moved on to page object model where we learned about how we can place locators in a single file so that we don't have to repeat our locators at multiple places, which will cause our tests or which will make our framework really brittle and single change can cause us to make us test framework change in multiple places. Also in page object we added interaction to the application or the screen that we are testing so that it becomes easy to understand. Then we moved on to configuration management. In this, we spoke about running the same test case on different environments so that it is we don't need to repeat ourselves. So if you remember, we had created this dev and prod and staging different files where based on the environment where we are running the test, our test can execute on their own without us having to make changes in the test framework. Then we moved on to reporting because unless we provide very good evidence of why something is passing or failing, there is no meaning to running our framework. So reporting is very critical and Playwright out of the box supports really good features like recording the video and providing screenshot for failed test cases. Then we spoke about API testing. Here we did our famous, restaurant example of what exactly is an API. So we go to a restaurant, we don't directly go to the kitchen and ask for our food. What we do is we have a waiter who takes our order and passes it on to the kitchen and brings a kitchen prepares the food and brings us back to our table. So in this case, waiter is kind of API and we are the front end, the user of the application, and then there is server which do actual processing of our requests. So we spoke about why API testing is important, how it is very fast, how combining both API and UI testing can make your framework really breezy and help you with testing or running your test cases really fast. Then we spoke about data-driven testing. We ran the same test against different data. So let's say we want to test a login screen, valid, invalid password, all of that. We don't need to create separate tests for each. We can just pass the test data and based on the test data, we can see how our test cases should work and how the application should behave in such cases. Then we did CI/CD integration where we ran our test cases from GitHub. This is because it allows us to execute our test cases automatically when there is a change in the code published by the developers so that we get immediate feedback. This has become really critical in today's world. Without that, test cases use is very less, but whatever framework or test automation that we have done, we want full use out of it. So this is the reason for doing that. Today we are going to talk about mobile testing. We have seen that we ourselves a lot of times open websites on mobile and the experience many times is not good. And it can make and break your business if you're not doing well in your mobile version of your web app. Playwright provides some out-of-the-box configs where we can run our test cases against different screen size and see whether the application behavior is correct or not. And we can choose to run our test in on real devices as well as on emulators. So it is not possible to always have all the real devices with you, and that is why we use emulators to make sure that test cases still run as we want it to. Desktop versus mobile. On desktop we have mouse, keyboard and a large screen. On mobile, we have a smaller screen size, a virtual keyboard, and the interaction with the web app is also different, right? You tap, you swipe on mobile, whereas on web you click and press enter. So to showcase this, we have created a small, demo web app that we have done. We have made it mobile friendly now. You can open this browser console from your right click and inspect element. This will be opened, and then you can play around with it. So if you want your web app to look how it behaves in mobile, you can just click here and and choose the dimensions for which you want to run. For example, let's say I built iPhone 12, how my web app is looking in the screen size. You can see already that we have hamburger menu over here, and it is different than how it was looking when we were opening this application on web. You will also notice that we are seeing this dot which indicates the swipe interactions and stuff, and long press and those kind of things. So this is what we have tried to do, create a small app. And also what we have done apart from this is create a small payment UPI app to run our test cases. So this is just a dummy app which will help us bring some more realistic flavor to our entire discussion. So what are the things that we did to get this test case running on more different mobile devices? We have added a config. This is a Playwright config where we can just specify like what kind of devices we want to run our test cases on. So the Playwright device emulation is 95% accurate, and real device farm are expensive, like we had discussed before. So what we emulate is the viewport size, user agent, the device pixel ratio, and touchables. So for example, I've created a configuration like I have named it iPhone 12, and I've given it the size of an iPhone 12. Then I've given the device scale factor, which defines the pixel ratio. Then we have is mobile true. That means should this behave like a mobile or not? Then of course will it respond to the touch events or not? Similarly, we have created other configurations, and you can choose which configuration you want to run your test cases again, right? Once we have decided on the configurations, we move on to how like what kind of tests that we have. So what we have done over here is tested the same our mobile app, but in this case we are doing first we are checking whether the app itself is loading or locked correctly. We showed the hamburger menu, whether it opens or not, closes correctly or not. Can we navigate correctly on mobile? Does the swipe reveals the delete button or not? So long press, whether pressing long, does it trigger anything or not? So these are really major interactions that we have when we are interacting on the website with the mobile. And if you can see, fill is the same as we had on the web, but we are using tap method here for mobile and not click. So that is one difference. And let's check for long press. It's not to evaluate. Digital network test, and we are. So when we press, long press on an element, whether that element, we are just for testing purposes showing a text content that long press has been triggered here, and we are doing this using this method. So we have like waiting for this indicator until it is visible. Similarly, we have a swipe method, right? So like so we have like triggered or simulated the triggering of mouse events. So let's quickly see how our test cases are getting executed and like how the test cases are. Let's try this. So I just run mobile. You can see it is loading in a smaller screen and hamburger menu getting tested. We go to the payment and whether it is navigating. We are seeing whether the delete button is shown when there is long press event, and it deleted actually. Now it is waiting for it the delete button to show up, and that is why the test cases is failing, which is fine, I guess. Okay. We have added a to-do from mobile, whether it's working correctly or not. We are trying some, UPI payment related test cases and see whether the failure screen and everything is shown correctly or not. So this is just more real world example that we are trying to simulate in this case. And this will be the success scenario. The payment is successfully made. So as you can see that we have been able to run our test cases on mobile and it is like working fine, and we have been even able to see some issue when we are trying to do that. So that's it from this video. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe to our channel, and also guys, I will request you to use a couple of AI tools that we have built and give us feedback. How do you like them? Let me open that up for you here. So we have our website, Enable Edge, and then we have our QA tool. So you can go here, generate some test cases and give us feedback like, what do you feel about this tool, whether you would want any additional features or not. And we also have a tools here which will, allow us, like where we have posted all the tools that we have created so far. We also have something called as test data generator. This is really good if you are doing some testing for Indian app where you want to generate test data, and it just generates a persona with dummy email ID, dummy Aadhaar PAN number, which you can use for your testing, and also GST, stuff like that. We have bank details where it can generate your dummy bank data that you can use for testing, similar with test credit cards, and also some addresses that you can use for your testing. So that's it from this video. I hope you like it. Do share us feedback on this. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.